lovers. Welcome back to K-pop News, the home of the most touching, inspiring, and surprising stories from the world of Korean entertainment. Amidst the noise of a world that never stops moving, there exists one voice that always manages to pierce through the chaos. A voice not merely heard, but deeply felt. It came from a boy who grew up in a harbor city called Busan with a simple dream: to sing. No one could have imagined that this very voice would one day touch the sky of the world and shake even the quietest corners of it. His name is Jeon Jungkook. Since childhood, Jungkook was never one to speak much. He preferred silence, watching, observing, and keeping everything inside his heart. The world around him felt too big, too fast. Yet amidst all that noise, music became his quiet space. The sound he produced did not come only from his throat, but from a depth that words could never quite explain. Perhaps because from the very beginning, Jungkook didn't sing to be heard. He sang to understand himself. In his teenage years, he left his home in Busan to go to Seoul. It was not an easy decision. That young boy boarded a night train, carrying only a few clothes, a handful of hope, and a courage he didn't even know he possessed. In Seoul, he became a trainee under a small agency barely known to the world back then, BigHit Entertainment. No one knew that this small place would go on to create a new chapter in music history. Years passed. Jungkook grew amid exhaustion, long hours of training, and little sleep. Yet behind all that fatigue, one thing never faded: his determination to become better. He didn't just train to sing. He learned to dance, to produce music, to write, and to understand art in every form. He wanted to be perfect, not out of vanity, but because he understood his voice was a responsibility. When BTS finally debuted, the world wasn't ready for them. They walked a rough road, mocked and underestimated. But on every small stage they stepped on, Jungkook sang as if it were the grandest stage in the world. There was something in his eyes every time he held the microphone, a quiet conviction that one day the world would listen. And the world did listen. That voice began to transcend languages, continents, and time. Jungkook, the golden Maknae, became a symbol of soft-spoken perfection and relentless effort. He didn't talk much in front of cameras, but every note that left his lips told stories words could never express. As BTS began climbing the global charts, Jungkook's name became synonymous with youthful energy and boundless spirit. Yet deep inside, he remained simple. The same boy who once ran through the streets of Busan, now standing on the world's biggest stages, still gazing at the sky with the same wonder. Then came the time when each BTS member began to walk their own path. The world waited, guessed, and hoped. What would Jungkook do? How would his voice sound without the 6 others around him? And when the world wondered, Jungkook answered, not with words, but with a song. 7, he said. A song that sounded light on the ears, yet held a rare intimacy within. It was like a warm, honest embrace, blending sensuality, simplicity, and a love that felt real. In no time, 7 stormed every major chart, breaking record after record, making Jungkook the most successful Asian solo debut in Spotify's history. But his story didn't end there. Standing Next to You came next, like a classic film brought to life. Elegant, mysterious, and alluring, the song carried a captivating retro vibe, as if Jungkook wanted to remind the world that he wasn't just a pop idol, he was an artist. He stood under the spotlight, but his voice still felt personal, as though whispering directly to each listener's heart. In less than 2 years, Jungkook had achieved records that stunned the world. He became the first Asian soloist to surpass billions of streams on Spotify in such a short span, with more than one song hitting those unbelievable numbers. 7 led the way, followed by 3D, Standing Next to You, and other collaborations. The world listened, the world fell in love, and the world bowed in awe to the power of a voice born from the quiet of a Busan boy. Yet behind all those numbers and achievements, Jungkook remained the same. He still spoke softly, smiled shyly when praised, and preferred staying in the studio rather than attending parties. For him, music was home, the place where he could be honest one word always surfaced: honesty. He never wanted to make music just to follow trends. He wanted to create music that lived. His songs were mirrors, not masks. And perhaps that's what made him different. The world can create countless stars, but only a few can make people feel known through their voice. Every time Jungkook sings, a kind of silence follows. Like when night slowly falls over a busy city, or when the first rain drops in summer. His voice doesn't shout, it touches. It doesn't chase attention, it calms. That's the power that carried him across the world, not just as a pop star, but as an emotional phenomenon. By 2025, as record after record continued to fall on Spotify, many began calling him the global king of streaming. Yet to Jungkook, that title was merely a reflection of teamwork, fans, and the long journey he had shared with BTS. He never forgot where it all began: the cramped practice rooms, the laughter of his hymns, and dreams that once felt too far to reach. All of that now lives within his voice. And now, in every corner of the world, from a small cafe in Europe to the bustling streets of Asia, Jungkook's songs continue to play. There's something magical in them, a sense of longing, love, and the desire to come home. His music isn't just entertainment, it's a space where people can feel alive again. To many, Jungkook is an idol, but to others, he is the embodiment of sincerity. He never tries to be perfect, he simply strives to be himself in a world too harsh for honesty. And that is precisely where his strength lies. Every new record announced, every milestone broken, is always accompanied by a humility that makes the world love him even more. He has nothing left to prove. His voice has already done that for him. Now, as night falls over Seoul, perhaps somewhere in a small studio, Jungkook sits once again before a microphone. There are no cameras, no crowds, only him and the music. Maybe he's writing a new song, or maybe just staring at the computer screen, listening to the soft echo of notes flowing gently. In moments like that, the world seems to pause, because every time Jungkook sings, even time itself seems to bow. That voice, once confined to a small room in Busan, has now touched the sky of the world. Yet even at the highest peaks, Jungkook remains the same, gentle, sincere, and full of light. He never chases fame. Fame runs toward him. And among all the dazzling lights, one thing never changes: his voice. A voice that makes the world stop for a moment, listen, and find peace. A voice that doesn't just reach the ears, but touches the heart. A voice born from dreams, nurtured by struggle, and now echoing across the earth. That is Jungkook, not just a K-pop star, but the voice that touched the sky of the world. Press a moon if you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, and of course, subscribe to our channel for the latest updates from the world of K-pop and BTS. Also, turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any other exciting updates. See you in the next video, and keep supporting your idols with all your heart.